Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Good, the Great, and the Ugly. I'm Coach Gene Clemens for Giants Country. Just wanted to get a chance to talk to you about the Giants' first free agent signing this year. We know there have been a lot of free agent signings already. A big free agent trade, a big trade for a player. But their first free agent signing this offseason, Jon Runyan Jr., the offensive guard for the Packers, who will now come over and hopefully man either the left or the right side about the guard. And so just wanted to have an opportunity to sit down, have a quick look at the film and see what we have in Jon Runyan Jr. So we want to bring up some footage of Runyan Jr. right now. And this for me is the good. And I want to be able to go back and look at this from the beginning. As you can see right here, notice the balance on Runyan. He's not getting too far ahead of himself. He can anchor down. You can see right there, he's got quick feet that's always moving. He anchors down well. Like, look right here. This is, I like it. And so I'm going to go back to it because I want you to kind of see what I see here, right? His eyes are outside. He's got hands on the inside to secure the A gap. He's got his eyes on the B gap. He's not putting all of his attention in one place. That's really important for an interior guard because you're going to get stunts, you're going to get slants, you're going to get things happening around you, and so you need to be able to help. Right here, look, hands inside, eyes outside, and this is very important. We'll go back to this because this is good. Watch. His hands are inside. His eyes are outside. Now, he can feel. My center is good. My center has this guy secured. So I'm going to come off that block and go and help my tackle that just got beat on the outside. And so all he's looking for is just to get a little chip. Now, he doesn't need it because the quarterback's able to get the ball away, but the ability to be able to do that in the first place is good. Look at how he switches. Now, right here, the center doesn't do as good a job, the center or the guard, who wholesale, like sells out on their blocks, right? But look, right here, he pops because he sees the inside movement. That guy stops. He tries to stunt inside. So now he takes the guy. And what should happen is this center should kick over and this guard should let this guy go and pick up this other dude right here. But he doesn't, and then the results are the results. But you have to like the change of movement from Runyan. Right here, against the bull rush, this is very important, especially going into an NFC East where you have some big, burly interior defensive linemen. Look how he anchors down. He loses a little bit of ground, but then he anchors down right here, and he's able to keep a clean pocket. Right there, Rodgers has to throw the ball if somebody's open. Again, look at him get there, Stone. There is no way you shouldn't get this ball off. I want you to come back and watch how much time he gives to throw the ball right here. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. You're telling me there's not a quarterback in the world that won't take that level of protection. We'll come back here and look at this again. Him over on. See how he's constantly, his eyes are constantly moving. He's constantly looking. Look at him take that stunt right there. Such a great job to take the stunt so that they're not able to work inside. Watch it again right here. He sees him going outside. His eyes never get away. He's able to transition back. And then again, another bull rush. He's able to lump, to be able to go down. He's able to keep those bull rushes away. And those are the things that you have to be excited about if you're excited about a guy like Jon Runyan Jr., right? Like those things we've seen in the past game, those have been places where this team has struggled, especially on the interior, if we're not just going to put all the blame on the right tackle, correct? Like, so if we're looking at what he does well, the good of Jon Runyan Jr., the fact that he's played a ton on both sides, a fact that he has done so much in such a small amount of time, so many snaps. Now the great, we're not going to show highlights on it because the great is essentially what we all really want, right? We want someone to show up, right? Jon Runyan Jr.'s greatest ability is his availability. He has started over 1,600 snaps at left guard, over 1,700 snaps at right guard. That is a ton of football in only 3 years, right? In that time, he's only given up a modicum of sacks. I believe 8 sacks in total. 2 came last year. What does that tell me? He's getting better, right? He's getting better. Now, obviously, there's questions because, like, why would you get rid of somebody at 26 years old that's getting better? But maybe for Green Bay, they have an embarrassment of riches and you can't keep everybody. And so somebody's going to fall to the wayside, right? And unfortunately for Green Bay, but fortunate for the Giants, that's Jon Runyan Jr. Now, with all the good and with all the great, you know, that flexibility of playing on the left side and the right side, the fact that he's always available, there is some ugly, right? There is some ugly. So we're going to look at some of the ugly right now for Jon Runyan Jr., and that is him in the run game. If we look at how Runyan Jr. projects in the run game, he is not going to be a guy who is a power mover right here, right? He needs to rug up in there and be able to get his body through there so that the running back can follow him through. But instead, he gets on the hip of the tackle and pushes the tackle, right? They get movement, but look who makes the tackle, right? Look who's right here in the front to make the tackle. The guy that Runyan should probably be blocking if he was to make his way through the hole. We'll see here on another play. Initial punch. The initial punch is good, but he's not getting any movement. The double team movement comes from the left tackle. It doesn't come from him, right? And then look how he loses the inside leverage on this defensive tackle who's able to straight arm him and get some mojo working. Right here, he's got a base block, right? Again, defensive tackle taking on the double team. Runyan should be able to run this guy out of the hole, but he doesn't. He's able to ragdoll Runyan, come off, make a tackle. Not a great sign. Again, initial punch good. You see him at the second level. I want to go back to this. Watch him at the second level. He gets to the linebacker. He gets his hands on the linebacker, but he bounces right off the linebacker. And now that linebacker is able to get away. Right here, no movement. An outside stretch play has to cut back in probably sooner than the running back wanted to, right? Because he's getting his shoulders turned, still positive yards. Now watch right here. You see, he's able to get to the second level. Watch. Boom. Up here on the top right, he is able to get to the second level, but because he doesn't make solid contact and he's not able to stay attached, that guy is able to get away from him. And now when the ball is on the ground, look who's there to try to come up with the ball. The same guy that Runyan should have been blocking. Over here, we'll see, look, not able to displace. Now he gets lucky because he's able to angle. No, I shouldn't say lucky. That's the wrong word. He's able to angle block and give the running back a place to go. And so that's always good, but it's not necessarily ideal, right? We'll watch it again. See? Detach from the defender again. Right here. He's pulling. There's a contact, right? He should get through here and make contact with one of these DBs. Nope. And then right here again, we see the contact. He kind of gets blown into the backfield. He doesn't keep his hands on. He loses connectivity with the defensive lineman. Just a few plays that shows that even though Runyan is a great prospect, a great person to add to the fold, He's still got some work to do. If I'm the coach, off season, we're working on that run block. We're working on rolling the hips, staying connected to our defensive linemen, making sure that we finish the block, making sure that we drive the block. We're working on our eyes, making sure that we can locate and get our hands on stronger hands, tighter grips, so that we can keep hold of these defensive linemen that are in the NFC East. I think at worst, Runyan Jr. is going to be a guy who can fill in each spot, 6-man spot starter. That's at worst. At the best, you found your starting right tackle. His abilities as a pass protector are going to help your center and your offensive tackle not have to worry about as much in the A gap and the B gap to his side, because they know they have a guard that's always scanning. That's great. Now, if they can just get that other guard position taken care of, I think we can see this Giants offensive line really begin to progress if they can stay healthy. For the good, the great, and the ugly, Jon Runyan Jr., I'm Coach Gene Clemens.